Welcome back, a week 9 of Fit with Mitch. Send strength and conditioning coach Mitch Freeburn here. On this week's episode, we're going to kind of take a step back from the exercise modalities and the performance output. What I want to shift gears to is to address what we can do on the back end when we're not in the gym or out on the ice to help support our body's energy system so that way we can really respond to the stress we're putting it under so we can adapt in a positive way and improve those physical outputs. The first topic we'll address, and the most obvious one that most people will go to, is the topic of nutrition and hydration. Obviously, a very vital piece to support the body's outputs is to maintain your inputs of what you're physically taking in through food, water, and liquids, what have you. The one thing where I see a lot of people get lost, we tend to be really good at macronutrients. So what that is protein, carbohydrate, fats. However, where some athletes get lost is managing their micronutrients, such as their electrolytes, their vitamin D, their vitamin C. All of these different vitamins and minerals help support these bodily functions that adapt to the stressors that we're putting it under. And it's not necessarily my scope or place to recommend specific dosages. If you do have access to a nutritionist, that's where you can go. However, what I do want to highlight is the fact that in order to support what we're trying to do, you have to make sure that the inputs match that workload so that your body has something to physically work with. Secondly, transitioning from the food, let's go into liquids. A lot of people just either one, are plain out dehydrated, they don't drink enough, or two, rely on water too much. You need those electrolytes that you lose in sweat. Water is just diluting the body's natural abilities. So I'll show you an example, but our players have access to BioSteel, have access to Gatorade. What these things have are simple sugars and electrolytes, some of the micronutrients that we talked about in the drink form, which then can help restore those resting levels of the body. Transitioning on from what we addressed first at the start of this episode, the next one, and one of those micronutrients that is really easy to obtain naturally, is actually vitamin D. You may or may not know or have heard that the human body can naturally obtain vitamin D from sunlight. There's an advanced process that it's above the scope of this video, but simply by being outside, your body can create energy and metabolites from that sunlight and turn it into vitamin D, which then our body can use to balance those levels that we've talked about before. Multiple different ways that we can get this. The easiest one is honestly enjoying time with friends and family, cross-training. If you have pets, just being outside, playing golf, anything with a passion that gets you outside. And when you have lots of downtime after the training, whatever your schedule allows, simply being outside, moving, actively taking that body through different ranges of motion rather than just laying on the couch, you're going to support and help that recovery process rather than just being in a stagnant position, watching TV, playing on your devices, etc., etc. And then finally, kind of the last block that we're going to progress into for the purpose of this video, the obvious one that a lot of people neglect or honestly know how to honor and respect is the fact of sleep. Too many times we see, especially younger athletes, they put all this work in the gym, they put all the work in on the ice, but then what they don't account for is how much recovery that sleep actually allows the body to undergo. There's definitely many different sleep experts, recommendations, ways to sleep the best. For the scope of this video, what I want to stress is just ensuring that you're getting the volume. Prior to bed, try and avoid the electronics, read a book, create a routine that helps the body naturally wind down and establish the start of that circadian rhythm and trying to fall asleep. Again, 8-10 hours, not always possible depending on individual schedules, but ensuring we have enough volume to allow that body to really down-regulate, rest, relax, and prepare its energy levels for the next day. Finally, so sleep is a really passive modality and method of recovery. You're falling asleep and letting your body do its thing. However, we've shot multiple videos talking about soft tissue work, mobility, taking care of your body, taking care of these joints. Depending on what athletes have access to, our guys, for example, have athletic therapy, physiotherapy, chiropractic, massage. Not everybody has access to these resources. However, if you feel that your body is sore, if you feel your body's banged up, or something doesn't feel right, try and find access to, one, your own soft tissue quality routine, or whether you have access to a massage. Again, what we're trying to do is create a total rounded approach to try and create the best environment for your body to recover, to support that performance level we're trying to expect to come out of it from your training. Just as a final collection of all our thoughts, this week's episode was really a huge education piece in trying to bring awareness to the message of performance. People think, especially younger athletes, that in order to get bigger, faster, stronger, you have to really grind in the gym, you have to grind on the ice. And absolutely, that's a vitally important piece. However, one thing that sometimes gets forgotten about is to gain the gross outputs, you have to be supporting the inputs to allow your body to rest and recover so we can achieve these high performance goals. We talked about the back end, the education piece. You want to stay active outside, but you also have to honor the hydration, the nutrition, the sleep. All of these inputs allow the body to regenerate every day so that hopefully over the summer, we can keep ramping intensity to allow the body to better react to these stressors and put itself in a better physiological state. A lot of info to digest this week, but I really hope you took something from it and you could use one or two pieces into your regime this summer and moving forward. Stay tuned to see what's on Fit Mitch next week.